Hello, this is Ryan Riccitelli with asnews.net and the Kiteboarder magazine, and this is show number 152. We're doing a live video cast with Ben Wilson, the legendary Ben Wilson, and he's in the United States right now. He's in Hood River. He's hanging out at Slingshot headquarters, and why don't you just say hello to everybody?
Hey everyone, what's happening? I'm just chilling here at Slingshot headquarters, and yeah, it's cool to be back in the Gorge. I don't get here too often, and I'm loving it, so it's all good.
Man, you've been kind of MIA, and every time I email you, you're on another trip to an island. And I mean, and then you've had a kid. You've had so much go on since the last time I've talked to you on the show. Why don't you catch us up a little bit?
Yeah, man, I've been traveling my brains out. This year has been just incredible for me. Like at the end of every year, I say, how can it get any better? But it always does. And I've just hit so many good spots this year. I've been pretty much just watching the swells worldwide, and been on this crazy mission filming and stuff, and testing boards and kites and all that kind of cool stuff. And so I've been probably away from home, a good part of the year, and I just sort of swing home every now and then to sort of check in and see the family and catch up on things, and it's been really cool, for sure.
Well, how does the wife feel about that?
Fortunately for me, I got a really cool wife. She just loves being a mum, and she's a super mum, so it's probably actually more of an inconvenience when I'm home, because there's probably, I probably get in the road more than anything. But yeah, I'm just cool that, they really support what I do, and it just makes being away so much easier, I'm pretty lucky for sure.
And so, I was telling someone the other day about this guy I knew named Ben Wilson, and one time how we, one of our first missions in Corpus Christi, when we were in that, whatever that place was, and we ended up having to run for our lives.
I remember, dude, that was the craziest night. That was so funny. It was good times, back in the good old days. That was good times, man.
But the thing that's kind of funny is that they went down to the South Padre Island, and you and me, okay, you got a kid, you're doing your thing, I'm doing my thing, and Neil Hutchinson is still in the middle of them all, running them, schooling them, and he has not stopped. And I just shook my head, because it's the same story. But man, it's kind of funny how things just never change.
I know, man. That guy Neil is a freaking legend, dude. He's just still going as hard as ever, and so much respect to him, man. He's fully living life, and he's just doing it in such a cool way. It's pretty cool. I love hearing about his stories these days, for sure.
Dude, it's so funny though. The stories that every young rider who comes to my house or that hangs out here, the stories they want to hear are always the stories of the Slingshot team. And were they really as crazy as this? I mean, dude, you're like some of the stuff that you've been accused of doing, and I don't even know if you did them. I just crack up, and I'm just I'm like, just watch those videos, man. Those guys, I mean, I will tell you, they did push it hard. They rolled a few cars. They were the real deal. But yeah, you guys have legendary status, and how have you changed? I mean, you're not that guy anymore. You're totally a grown up.
Dude, those days are all stories, man. None of that stuff happened. People can't. I was just going along for a ride, but I still have fun these days. But I'm just, the thing with these days is I'm just so focused on what I'm doing, and I'm traveling and I'm living and breathing, and I'm just so consumed by the whole surf thing, and I have so many goals and aspirations that I have less time to do that other stuff. But I still make time for fun, for sure. But I mean, my real fun these days is, just getting epic waves. So things have changed, but only in a good way, for sure.
Well, we're not on here to talk about old times. I wish we were. We'll get to work. Dude, you've got so much stuff coming down the line. You've got your DVD and Slingshots Surf Program for 2010 to talk about. Tell us what's up, man. I mean, tell us what's going on.
Yeah, man. I sometimes just feel so overwhelmed with how much stuff we got going on, but I guess that's what makes me thrive and makes me love doing what I'm doing. And at the moment, I've just finished up our new movie, and it's been crazy times for sure, putting that all together and sort of making it all work. And I'm really happy with the way that came out, and yeah, we're just doing, like the semi-air stuff at the moment, and, getting it out there, and we're, just looking forward to seeing how, everyone reacts to what we've been up to. We're really stoked with what we shot, and, we think the performance is there, and the actual vision of it's there, so we hope that everyone's really stoked on that. And, just sort of link that up with coming here to the Gorge. We're, like, deep in the middle of our 2010 same stuff, and we're just trying to wrap that all up and, just lock it in and get it solid for next year for sure.
Well, Ben Wilson Surf Program in camps in Bali and Australia. Talk about this. This is something I think sounds really, really cool.
Yeah, man, I'm really loving these camps. But actually, for me personally, gives me some time out of, like just going on an actual trip and just like boom shooting and just, like fully working all the time. These trips are sort of, like more of a chill out time for me, where I just get to hang with some really cool crew, and it's just a really easy breeze for me because the people there, they're obviously, they're paying to come on these trips, so they want to be on these trips and they want to learn. It's just, like it's just me, giving them the knowledge that I have of the surf and just trying to help them out in every way possible. I really enjoy doing that because I really get stoked seeing somebody, like progressing and having a good time and stuff. So, that part of it, and then just, chilling out and hanging out and riding and stuff. It's a really cool week, and I'm really loving these camps for sure.
I'm thinking back to just your history in kiteboarding, and a lot of people don't realize you came out of Namoto, Fiji. You were a chef. You met Lou, you met the boys, and you were kiting a little bit, but you are a badass surfer. Like, my favorite shots of you, I love watching you on the kite, but I love seeing some of the photos you just sent me of yourself free surfing. And talk about the balance between that and everything you're doing and how important that is to your career.
Yeah, man, the whole surfing thing is, like, I'm probably not surfing better than, what I used to. I just feel like I'm surfing so much better than what I ever used to surf because of, the whole kiting thing, It's just, places that I pick, that I try to go and film at, like, the majority of the places are where it's going to be a good crossover of really good surf and really good kiting. And, either way, if you get good winds, that's awesome. If you're going and it's positive, either way we score, and I'm just finding I have, so much more time on the water than if I was just surfing. So, for me it's just, like I said, it's time and time before, it's just the ultimate extension, especially when you travel, because when you go to a place, either way you're going to score something. So that's what I get really excited about these days, for sure.
I'm looking here at the notes. Let's get back on your camps here, and actually it's something that I would like to get one of my guys to go and check out and shoot some photos of, because it sounds like a really fun experience. And tell people, like, basically what they need to do, how much it costs, and like how they can actually make this happen if they want to.
Yeah, the camp's pretty straightforward, like, I don't like doing more than 10 people on a camp at a time because I feel like you can't get personal enough with each individual. And we really do work with each person on the camp as an individual. Although it is a group thing, we try to get everybody out, and everybody has their own needs and what they want to get out of the week. So we do work with everybody as an individual, and we just focus on what they want to learn, and it can be anything from, like riding unhooked or going from straps, riding strapless, like equipment, like searching out how to, handle bigger waves and actually, like learn how to handle the conditions, when it does get crazy. Just all cool things like that. And it's really cool because you have such a good crew of people that are all there, like I said before, all there to have a good time and learn something.
What level of kiter do you need to be?
Well, basically our requirements are that you're not a beginner, in that you can go upwind and that you have the confidence, to be able to go out there and go on the waves. So we're not teaching somebody how to actually kite. We're so I'd say sort of more of an intermediate to an advanced rider, and anything in between.
Well, you know, it sounds like I need to go to one.
I've invited you not to come and learn, but I just wanted you to come and hang out. You know, you got to do it one of these times because they're really, really fun, man. Sure.
See, like I told you before, and I'm not gonna lie, I work another job full time, and I really do. I work a full time another job, and my responsibilities with the kiteboarder. I mean, obviously, this is another full time job, and I have a great team now that does a lot of the work, that the fun work is what I call it. So I'm pretty tied down, but soon here, you'll see. I'll hit you up, and we'll just go get a boat, and we'll go to Indo, and it'll just be you, me, and the wives, and we'll just go, and you can teach me where nobody will laugh at me.
Dude, lock me in. I'm in for it.
You name it, dude. We'll do it. But you know, seriously, just even us being here and just being able to talk on this videocast. I mean, this is something new. We've been doing it another way, and we've totally changed it to be more like accessible. And I've already seen just the opportunities, and just to see your face there, and you got boards behind you is what I'm looking at. And can you grab one of those and maybe talk about it? And that's what people want to see. I want to see what you're riding.
Alright, we got some really exciting stuff going on since 2010. I can't go into too much detail, obviously at this stage, but one really cool thing is everybody in the, you know, who's a surfer or, you know, knows a bit about the surf world would have known about the video, and trying to hold one up here, and you know, just cruising around Slingshots, there's big boards everywhere, and I'm really excited because I'm about to go and test a whole bunch of them. We've got a really big range. Yeah, we've got John here, you know, like who makes these boards, the founder of this company. He's working really close with Tony and John, and we're going to have some really cool stuff coming out really soon on the V-Zone program, so that's really exciting.
What is it? Talk about what that's made of. I mean, looks like you got like a rail that's like with a little bit indent so you can hold it, and I mean, there looks like there's some cool additions that kind of make it custom for kiteboarding.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff. We've got some, like I said, I can't go into too much detail yet because
everybody will copy it.
It's all really top secret, but let me tell you this, there's some really cool stuff coming out, and there's some stuff that's going to actually blow your mind, especially with like the insert program, this tracking thing that we've got. And just the strength of these boards is pretty incredible, so that's what I'm really excited about. We've been looking, you know, to having something that feels as much like a surfboard as possible, but you know, with that strength, so you can still go out there and rip it up on straps for sure.
Quad, tri-fin, twin fin, what is it? Or is that top secret?
We've got everything. We've got some, you know, we've got some quads, we've got some tries in the Aviso range, and then also in our 2010 surf range as well. We've got, obviously, still got my pro model board, which we've redefined even a little bit more. So I'm really excited. I'm really pumped on how that's going. And then we've got these two boards, which you guys would have seen around a little bit, which is the Solero top. So we've got a 5.4 and a 5.8. And these boards are amazing for both surfing and kiting. I'm pretty much riding these 90% of the time in just sort of average conditions, sort of smaller conditions. They'll go really well in bigger waves too. But,
I just got a factoid here. I'm sorry, this one just came up. 27 boards?
Hey?
27 boards in 2010?
2010 line, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
27, I don't think it's 27, maybe if we include the twin kits and stuff.
That's unreal, man. That's great.
It's probably up there. We've got 7 boards just in the Viso range, so yeah, it's probably getting up there for sure.
Well, you know, I have to say, I'm getting all these, you don't understand, because I sit here and I get notes, and I hear the buzz, and I get all the questions, so everything's lighting up, and I can't pay attention because otherwise I'll get distracted. But I got some cool notes here, but you know, you guys sound like you know, the surf thing has been very successful for you, and I know it's been successful for you personally. You know, like, talk about what it's been like to develop that gear and like the kites and how that's all come together and changed your boards. Because I guarantee.
I guess, you know, like, I've been working on this whole surf vision, you know, for a number of years now, and it's really just come to fruit in this last sort of year, you know, sort of year to 2 years, and everybody within Slingshots is really excited about the whole surf program. And, you know, we're really dedicating a lot of time to it because, you know, like, we have a big vision of it, you know, like, really, you know, blowing up. It's growing and going all the time, and just being a part of that, you know, has been really cool. And for me personally, being so involved with, you know, like, the R&D process of the kites, and especially the boards, just helped me, you know, like, with my riding and on both surfing and kiting. It's been really cool too. And I've learned a bunch of stuff about construction and, you know, the way boards flex and move, and, you know, pin placement and rails and concaves and stuff. So it's been a really cool learning curve and experience for me as well. So it's happening, and we're all stoked about it for sure.
You know, I just had a thought in my head. Man, I remember, I don't even know how long ago, maybe 10 years ago, maybe 8 years ago, but I didn't even know you, and Chris Wyman, like, I guess you got stranded, and he's like, hey, my boy Ben Wilson, he needs to come hang out. Can you put him up for a little bit? And you ended up staying with me for 3 days, and here we are today talking. And I mean, you've been down. Did you ever think that your life would be this? Because I didn't. I didn't think mine would.
Oh man, I had no idea. You know, like, everybody has dreams and aspirations of, you know, like, what they want to do and where they want to go. But, you know, like, I had no idea back then when I met you that the whole surf thing was even, you know, like, a possibility. You know, like, back then it was just the twin tips, and you know, like, we're just, you know, learning tricks, and there was just, like, not even any boats at all on the waves, you know. And it was, I even, you know, like, didn't even surf that much back then because I was just so busy traveling, you know, with the twin tip stuff to places like the Gorge or whatever, where there wasn't, you know, too much waves. So to think where it is now, and every year still, you know, like, when it grows more is pretty cool. But, you know, like, I remember that week I came to stay to your place, man. That was pretty crazy. That was when we invented the equalizer.
Yes, we did. And and the funny thing about that is I will not hear from you for 6 months, and my phone will ring, and Ben will call up, and he'll be like, this one's for the win. It's like our code, and I'll be like, nah, this one's for the equalizer. No, good times, man. There's a question coming in here that's probably more important than our dumb little past, but the best Odyssey, man. I mean, yep. I look at pictures of that, and I want to go. I've been invited, and I can't because I got to work. Yep. Tell us about it. What happened? What went down?
Oh, man, look, Gavin and Jody from the Best Odyssey have been contacting me from the very beginning to come on a trip. And because of my schedule and planning and stuff, it never worked out that I got to go on a trip for the whole, you know, like, the year or two of their, you know, like, their adventure. And I heard so much stuff about it and whatever, and I was like, oh yeah, it sounds cool, and, you know, like, oh, I'll get to check it out one day, you know, not really putting too much energy into it, just thinking, you know, whatever, it's all cool. And then I finally got to go on a trip in Micronesia with these guys, and I've been on so many boat trips before in Indonesia and all around the world, actually. It's a really cool trip. What those guys are doing on that boat is incredible. It is like, so easy, it's like too good to be true, you know, like, the food, you know, the locations they take you, just the way they run the whole operation is just such a cool setup. And I went on a trip with Mauricio and Malfoy, and so, you know, like, it was just a full wave mission trip, and we just had such a killer time, and it was one of, without a doubt, I probably stayed all the time. That was one of the best trips I've ever been on in my life, but this is truly one of the best trips ever, and those guys are doing a really good job. And if you got the chance, if anybody's got the chance or the opportunity to get on that boat, do it, man, because you will not be disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, those guys are a class act. They said a long time ago they put out the vision, what they were going to do, and their plan, and even when I saw it, I was like, man, this is incredible, and if they can pull it off, even better. And they have met every goal that they've set forth, and you know, my hat's off to them. I think Gavin and Jody, they're awesome people, and I'm glad that you had the chance to go on that trip and actually come here and talk about it, because I don't think a lot of people really know how awesome that opportunity is. So that's our shout out for them.
Cool. Honestly, Gavin and Jody, you're killing it.
Yeah, for real. Just go watch a video, man. Just go watch a video. So, anyway, let's get back to this now. So we've got, okay, wow, this weekend I did see a lot of great photos of the Hood River Slider Jam. You know, the Gorge Kiteboarding Association and Second Wind, where I guess we're the sponsor. Talk about it. What happened? Who was there?
Well, unfortunately for me, my flight got cancelled on Saturday, so I didn't get here until late Saturday evening, just before the premiere. And when I rolled up, everyone was sort of packing up and stuff, but they built a really killer glider, and everybody was down there hitting it. They had a helicopter, taking photos, I was doing all this cool stuff. And the vibe was, just so cool. It kind of reminded me of the contest that we do at home, which is the Mambo contest we do each year, where it's sort of judged by riders, and it's all just really mellow and stuff, and that's the same feel that I had, when I rocked up here. Apparently the night before, they had this killer bonfire on the beach at the sandbar, and they took down a couple of truckloads of snow, and they made this big rail, and everyone was hitting it, and I was so bummed that I missed it, but it sounded like a really, really good night. And then we done my premiere for coming together on the Saturday night. Teddy from Second Wind lined it all up, and we had a heap of product and prizes to give away, and we played the movie, and it was packed, and it seemed like everyone had a really good time, and I know the party went on, and everyone partied pretty hard, so it was a pretty big night. It was really cool.
Yeah, I'm sure if Ben Wilson was in town, there wasn't a party. Just be careful what you drink when you're around Ben Wilson. Never ever leave your beer open when you're around Ben Wilson, and when you meet him, ask him why. You deserve that. You deserve that, son. So anyway, well, where can people find more information? Well, actually, they can go to Kite Forum. They can go to thekiteboarder.com. I mean, there's tons of photos out there. My email box is blowing up. So this event has definitely made a dent. Brian Elkis was on Twitter just twittering the shit out of this thing. So if you want to go find it, search it. It'll be there. But it sounds like it was a success.
Yeah, I think on every level it was a huge success. Like there was so many good riders here and stuff that came down for it, and I heard calls going around that it was the same type of deal as like the real Triple S thing. Like a lot of the crew that were there came here, and everyone was stoked. I heard nothing but good things. So I think it was a huge success for those guys, for sure.
Well, I was reading on Twitter that the boys from Real, they're all up snowboarding today. They actually put some photos up that were kind of interesting because they look like they're cold. And anyway, I really enjoy the technology because I'm able to keep up with everybody so easily, and so it's kind of fun. But you don't have to be there, but you feel like you're there. Let's move on. Let's talk about your third DVD, Coming Home at the Slider Jam Party. How did that go?
Coming together, is my third, independent project, and it gets easier, but it gets harder every time. It's pretty cool. This film actually is not just entirely about me and my travels. I wanted to get all the best riders in the world together and make a movie, and I think this movie, really showcases that, and that's the story behind the film. Along with that, like the whole surf is an extension. The whole surf thing that we're doing is an extension of surfing itself. So most of these guys in the movie are also really, really good surfers, and that crosses over a bit. But it's a pretty stellar cast. There's Mauricio Abreu, Josh Molkoy, Moy Gould, John Armisen, Rio Stevens, Martin Bari. Then we've got some really good local Australia riders who are absolutely killing it, Ryan Riccitelli and Jake Gordon. And then a bunch of other crew as well, and it's really cool. I think, hoping, the kite industry is going to really like it, so we'll see, I hope so.
You know what they want to do now? They want to take a picture of me in front of your video, and they want to Twitter it. That is so funny. I'm like, alright, whatever. So, anyway, I guess this is going to go out on Twitter here in a second, that I am actually talking to you, and that it is me, so, okay, I'm down for it. So, your what is the actual name of it? I think I murdered the name of your DVD.
You wrote me off. You just destroyed my name. It's called Coming Together.
Dude, I gave you a big thumbs up for the photo.
Cool.
And you've done 3 of these. Who's distributing it, and where can people buy it, all that stuff?
Well, I mean, through this process, I've set up my whole website and train, and that's if you want a copy, that's where you need to go. Go to benwilsonsurf.com, and we're sending them out. They're going out like hotcakes, so get on it. Order.
Well, you know, I have another question. Just and this is kind of from some notes that I see here flying. Like on your kite school, are you the guy who actually will teach people? Do they get time, like one-on-one time with the Ben Wilson?
100%. Yeah. You know, like I'm just like any other person. You know, we're all people. I'm there to hang out. I'm just stoked on showing people, you know, like what I know and trying to help people out. For sure, I'll be teaching you as much as I can if you come on one of the camps. For sure.
Well, you know, I mean, because that's just it. I mean, that's I think half of the you know, pull to that is that. I mean, I'd be pretty stoked to be able to go and learn one-on-one with you. So, how busy are you with that? I mean, do you stay pretty booked year-round, or?
Yeah, well, the hardest thing for me is actually finding time in between doing my other stuff to actually take a week out to go and do these clinics. So unfortunately, we don't get to do as many as we'd like to do. But we've got one coming up in Indonesia, in Bali, in July, and then after that we'll schedule a couple in Australia throughout the summer months, around Christmas time probably. So sort of up in the air at the moment. It's just really once I schedule some time, then we'll sort of lock some dates in.
You know, they just showed me the photos that they're gonna do, and I just realized I think I've turned into a nerd. I'm pasty, I'm skinny, man. I need to get on one of your camps. You know, let's talk about Slingshot's extensive surf program for 2009. You know, we tested some of your boards, and I'm not gonna just say this like I know that one of my guys rides for Slingshot, but the team, they really liked the stuff. They said it really worked well, and they were excited about it. And I know when they're bullshitting me, and I know when they liked it, and they really liked it. So, talk about it. Talk about what's coming down the pike.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, 2009, you know, like, was a huge, sorry, I just lost you on the screen. Okay, so you're back. Yeah, 2009, you know, like, was our first really big push in the surf, I believe. You know, like, we really worked hard on the boards. We got a bunch of models out. It was the first year that I'd done micro models. Unfortunately, we sort of didn't get them out until sort of the end of 2009, but it's just made us, you know, drive a lot harder for the 2010 product. Like I said before, I can't get into too much detail about 2010 just yet because everybody here in the office will freak out at me. But I can tell you that for me personally, I'm going to bring out another 6.2 Pro model, and it's going to be pretty similar to what I had last year because that's what I'm loving and that's what I'm riding at the moment. So we've also put a lot of time and energy again into the Solera Top 5.4 and 5.8, and 5.8 for me is one of the thickest boards I've ever ridden, you know, both surfing and fighting. So if you get a chance to check these boards out, they're kind of funky, but they're really cool. They're not full fishes, they still draw a really cool line, really nice line, you know, like a standard surfboard does, and but they've got some fun stuff going on, especially in smaller waves. Then we've got the Verve 2 Square, and these are our quad fin boards, and we've got a 6.0 and a 6.2, so they're pretty fun and exciting too. And then for the kite situation, I'm working on something right now that it is really cool. I can't reveal the name of what it is, but I can tell you that it's going to be something that I love to ride in the waves. But also, you know, something that's, you know, like really user-friendly and the average guy's going to go out there and rip on it. It's really versatile, it's really, really efficient, great range, and it's really killing in the waves. So I'm pretty excited about the new kite coming out for sure.
We got questions flowing like water right now, so I'm gonna try and get to these because that's why I ask them, is because this is what brings them here. They get to talk to the man. Direct. So the first one is about your videos. So let's step back. Unlike past videos, this one does not focus on one style. You know, I'm sorry, I'm reading notes as I go. I see that we are also carrying it in our store. So yeah, you can go to the Kiteboarder and get it. Now this one, I guess, is about the Solaritus. That's, you know, our team Was that a surprise for you? Because like literally, like that's the board that seems to our team here who tested it was like scratching their heads and they loved it. I mean, have you spent much time on that board and did it surprise you?
Yeah, like there's a really, really funny story behind this board. Is I was over here in the Gorge and working with Tony, and we're just shaping a bunch of different boards, and like we're really refining my Pro Model 62. But we also like to play with some, like really fun, sort of funky retro sort of boards as well. Tony makes me a lot of fishes and stuff, just surfing, and he has done, like over the years, and I really love those boards. So we're always playing with new stuff. And with one night, we had a blank, a special blank that we ordered in, and it came in the wrong size. So, Tony had this vision of this board that would work, and, like I wasn't sure, and so anyways, we went ahead and done it, and basically it was taking the template of my 6.2 and flattening out the rocker a little bit, and then pretty much just cutting the tail off and putting, like a huge amount of concave right through the tail. And the first one we made was the Flight 4, and like we made this surfing, and I was just like, there's no way I'm going to be able to paddle in on this, and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, we took it back to Australia, and the first session I had on it, thing went so fast, it was incredible, and I was like, like I was already confused, thinking, oh, it's not going to work or whatever, and it ended up just working, like so good. So we took that and we refined it a little bit more, and we're like, I was surfing it and kiting it, like, all the time. I couldn't get off the thing, I was addicted to it. So we were like, we've got to bring this out, we've got to put it in production, and that's what we did, and it's here, and, I'm just riding it on, and I love it, it's so good.
Here's another question too. What board does Ben prefer to ride all around, from surfing to kiting?
At the moment, I would say the 5/8 Polaris off, 100%. Like, think about it, the average size waves you ride in are like maybe 2 to 6 feet if you're lucky, and that board just excels in those conditions. And I love nothing more than surfing it in the morning, and then when the wind comes up, getting to go kite it. And all around, that board just works so well in such a wide range of conditions. That's for sure what I'm sort of all over it at the moment.
Well, a lot of people don't remember or don't even know, they might not have even kiteboarded back then, but you were like fully all about the wake style for a long time. And it's interesting, the wake style has always been there, but I see it also coming like back with a gnarly force, like a heavy force. And do you ever get the itch to go back and show off your style? Because you used to charge rails, you used to do all that stuff.
Yeah, the whole wake style was, like my roots of, why I got into kiteboarding, and like back then I loved it, and now I still love it. It's just now I don't do it anymore. I sort of live, like through the magazines or the videos, or some of my good mates who still are really into it, and I get to see, what they're doing. And man, it blows my mind how hard these guys are going, like the kickers and the rails and just the tricks and stuff, and the actual style that they've put into the sport, like there is such a defined style by some of the riders now, and I think it's all about style, so that's really, really exciting for me to just kick back and go, hey, like I did used to do that, I don't do it anymore, but I still love seeing it, and it's pretty crazy what they're doing.
Ruben's a perfect example. He is just an amazing kid. He's not a kid anymore, he's a young man, and he's grown up quite a bit. What's it like having that guy on your team and, and working with him?
Ruben is a dead set unit. The kid...
Wait, say that again, say that 5 times fast.
There's no other kid like this kid,
Yeah.
I love hanging around with Ruben. He's got so much energy, and, when he does stuff, he never half does anything, and I've got much respect for that, When he goes out there and he throws down, and I like hanging with people like that, and, it's inspiring, it keeps you motivated, it keeps you pumped, and I think what he's doing, especially when it gets windy, he's untouchable, he absolutely goes nuts, so he's much respect for Ruben, for sure.
I have a personal question I want to ask you. Josh Mulcoy, he's always been a guy that I just had so much respect for. He's such an incredible surfer. He's so humble. And I don't think half the people in kiteboarding even realize how incredible of a surfer that guy is. Just on a professional level. I mean, he is world class. And well, what was it like hanging with Josh on the Odyssey?
Yeah, look, Josh, like you said, man, you know, like, keyword humble, man. The guy is an incredible surfer. That guy has so much respect in the surf world, and he's just so humble and laid back about it, you know, and he just loves doing what he's doing. He rips surfing, and he is just blowing up on the tide as well, you know, like, I've just done a couple of trips with him recently, and I just love traveling with him. He's so mellow, so humble, and to go ride with him is really cool, you know, because you just push each other, and, you know, like, it's not a competition, it's just about going out there and just riding the best that you can, and it really inspires me to, you know, and motivates me to just keep trying, you know, new things, and you know, get stoked on it for sure.
Yeah, you know, he recently, the guy, he's always just amazed me. Like, I've always just been, like, I watch him surf alone, and I come from, you know, you know where I come from, Southern California. You've been to my house, so he's just an incredible surfer. But yet, it's kind of interesting. This job, like, you know, I was just a dork at a computer, and I fell into kiteboarding, and then I ended up getting my job. So sometimes I get a little bit awe in things, and Josh is one of those guys. I get around him, and I just, like, have so much respect. I just feel like I suck so bad. But you know what? He's really cool, and over the last couple of years, I have gotten to know him, and it's cool. I mean, I can email the guy, and it's on Saturday. He'll email me back, and there's no ego. It's just like the guy he speaks on the water, and, you know, I guess my hat's off to that, and I'm thankful that he's in the sport. Because I think guys like you and him and Mauricio getting together on a boat on the Odyssey like that is what's going to help kiteboarding go to where it needs to go. Because you guys paint the vision. And how has that been received? You know, how's that been received across the surfing world in Australia, you think?
Well, I just, you know, like you said, having somebody like Josh come into the sport just gives it so much more credibility, you know, like, same with Mauricio, you know, like, Mauricio rips so hard surfing as well, you know, like, and having, you know, that crossover and actually, you know, being able to bring it to people and show it, you know, like Josh, he'll be the first one to say, you know, like, surfers hate going down to the beach when it's super windy and watching, you know, somebody kite, and us going and doing these trips and showing, you know, that you can surf and kite, you know, like, no matter what the conditions are, and actually bringing that, you know, to the TV or, you know, your computer or whatever in vision, so you can actually sit down and watch it. It's a really cool thing for surfing, and we think, you know, we think and we hope, you know, it's starting to have some impact. Definitely, sure, you know, like I'm seeing way more surfers getting into it these days because they can relate, you know, to us riding our surfboards and surfing and kiting. So it's cool.
Well, you know what? Let's get back to our jobs, and that is talking about gear and equipment. So, you know, let's talk about Slingshots Surfline this year. And you know, I know we talked a little bit about it, but why don't you go through it and talk about who would benefit from that board and what kind of performance, and, you know, I mean, because people are looking for gear, and there's so much out there, and even myself, I'm confused. So help me.
Yeah. Okay, what I'll do is I'll tell you, I'll go through the boards and I'll tell you why I would ride those boards and why I think, you know, that particular board would suit somebody. And, you know, straight off the bat with the Solaritos, the 5.4 and the 5.8, is, I think that board is going to suit anyone. Doesn't matter, you know, like whether the person is riding, you know, like 1 foot white cap wind swell in a lake, you're still going to go out and have fun on that board. And you're going to go out and have fun on 4-foot waves, you know, like, so it's an all-round board that is just so easy to ride, you know, and anybody's going to enjoy it, for sure. I don't doubt that at all. My 6.2 Pro model, you know, it's a little bit more refined for just performance riding. Really enjoy riding that board from like 3 feet to sort of 8 feet. You know, like really, really nice waves that you can sort of really rip hard. So if you're looking for a performance board, that's definitely the performance board in the line this year for sure. And then the Verve 2 squared quad, which comes in a 6.0 and a 6.2. They're sort of all-round boards as well. It's for that guy that obviously likes to ride quads. You know, obviously pretty well, probably 50-50 these days on thruster and quads. There's like been a real big quad push. And it's for that guy that, you know, likes riding quads, like that feel of the quad board. They're and a lot of those boards are going to work for everybody, but then certain ones of the boards, like my co model, is going to be sort of more the hardcore performance guy.
Well, you know, I'm looking at a rumor here, and I don't like to drop rumors, but I hear that Slingshot has an agreement with Aviso Boards.
Yeah, am I the rumor breaker? Yes, they do. They do. Can confirm that.
Better get that on Twitter.
Get it out there. Get it on there now. Actually, to me, one of the coolest things rocking up the Slingshot this time and coming into the headquarters was there was a bunch of the Aviso boards just hanging out around the office and stuff. And you know, like I just freak out on new boards, checking out boards, and you know, like seeing what's going on. And John from Aviso is here, and I've been hanging out with him for the last few days, and him and Tony are pretty tight right now, working on a bunch of really cool stuff. So it's really exciting to have, you know, like a company like that working with us here at Slingshot, and yeah, it's got a lot of boards in the pipeline. There's a lot of cool boards coming out, so stay tuned on that because it is happening for sure.
Tony's a badass. People know who Tony is, but because he's so humble and he's kind of quiet, he is a badass. And you know, I don't care if he designs for XYZ company. He's just a cool guy. I mean, I would hang out with him if I lived close to him because he's just a cool guy. I have a lot of respect for him. And what's it like working with him?
Yeah, working with Tony is a pretty humbling experience, I must say. I've been with Slingshot for 8 years now, and Tony and I hit it off immediately from the very beginning. So we've done some pretty cool stuff over the years. We've travelled a lot, and not just work stuff, you know, like we've gone on some really cool surf trips and some cool climbing trips and stuff. And, you know, what I admire about Tony is that he is, like you said, he is so humble. He has so much freaking knowledge, it's insane. Going and just watching him shape or watching him do what he does, yeah, it's a pretty humbling experience. He really knows his stuff, and he's been around. I mean, the guy does everything, you know. He skates, he windsurfs, he kite, he rides dirt bikes, he fishes, he travels, he does, you know, like we have a lot of same sort of, you know, like things that we like to do in life, and I guess that's why we get on so well. But on the other level, he knows so much about each particular thing, you know, like he's just done so much in his life, and I just, yeah, have a huge amount of respect for him, and I feel, you know, like so privileged to be able to work with somebody like that. It definitely, you know, puts you in your place when you get to, you know, work with somebody with so much knowledge about so much stuff. It's really cool.
You know, here's an interesting concept that, you know, that I thought about. You know, a guy like Tony, who has so much board shaping experience and just, you know, has an experience just doing the sports. I mean, how do you think that affects the way that he builds Slingshot kites? Because it has to.
You know, it's all it, you know, like if you love doing something, what you're doing, it's gonna show in what you do, you know. And Tony doesn't do stuff because he has to do it. He does it because he loves it. You know, like he will, you know, he'll take time out. The guy is so busy, you know, like working on so much stuff here for Slingshot. But then I'll rock up to the Gorge and he'll take time out and he'll be like, hey, let's go shape you a board. You know, like, I want to shape you a board. And, you know, like, it's amazing, you know, that he actually, you know, like, he's like that, you know, he just gets stoked on, you know, like, making me a board, and I go back and ride it, and I call him up and like, you know, the board's so good, you know, and that's what he loves to do, and it shows in all our products. I think, you know, our Slingshot product is innovative, but it's also, you know, like, so, the product itself is so good, and it just shows that he, you know, him and his team love doing what they do.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting at. It's like, you know, I mean, he's not just a guy who designs kites behind a computer. He's a guy who actually goes out there, and he's learned so much from riding boards, and then obviously that applies to his kite design. And I'm not here doing this for any other reason than this is the truth. This is how Tony is, and this is why I respect him. I think that would obviously help your kites so much, because there is that balance, and a lot of people miss that there is the board matters, and if you have a guy who's knowledgeable, taking that into consideration with the kites, you know, I think that's an extra edge. And you know, obviously, the kites that I've seen that have come out have been like they've been showing up on my beach. It's one of the primary brands that has showed up on my beach in the last year and a half, and I never used to see Slingshot down here. So you guys must be doing something right. You know, and that isn't just a blowjob to Tony. It's respect. He's an incredible designer, and he deserves that. But you know, man, where are you going? What are you doing here? How come they let you in this country? And what's your plan while you're here?
I know every time I rock up in the US, I'm waiting for them to not let me in, because for some reason we've got customs here, like the passport control or whatever you call it. They just interrogate it so hardcore every time. You know, like, what are you doing here? Are you working? Blah 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 blah. I'm just waiting for them one time to not let me in here. So, yeah, again I got in, and I'm just. Really, right now, I'm working really close with Mira on a bunch of marketing.
The Colonel.
Our product this next year, so I'm kind of on her schedule. We got some stuff to do, so we're going to try and hammer that out. And then, all goes to plan. We're going to take a bunch of the new stuff that we've just been working on here and go down to the coast, the Oregon coast. We've got a really cool little beach shack down there, and we go down there and we do testing and hang out and surf and kite and just filming and just hopefully we get some waves, and just really all depends on the conditions and the weather and when I'll sort of depart the US. That's the plan at the moment.
Wait, if you're hanging with Tony and you meet his wife, Heidi, I went to high school with her, and she was like a hottie back then. Like, she was like that girl, you know, and she used to come to parties at my house. So she knew me back then, and I didn't know that they ended up getting married until I saw her photo. I was like, what? And so that's funny that he actually married a girl that I knew really well growing up. So tell her I said hello, and that'll be funny though. But
I had that exact conversation with Heidi. Not this time, last time I was here. You came, I was talking about you or whatever, and she's like, Ryan Riccitelli? I went to school with him, and then, you know, the whole, exactly what you said. that's pretty funny. She's really cool, and Tony's...
Dude, I was just a dork, and my parents would go away, and me and my friends would buy a bunch of beer, and we were happy when she showed up, because that meant the hot chicks were coming to our house. So, you know, no, Heidi's an awesome person. The other thing, too, I was going to say, okay, there's a question for you. What do you do if 10 of your friends have pro models? Which one do you ride?
I missed that question. Say it again.
I said, what happens if 10 of your friends have pro models? Which one do you ride? Which board should I ride? Because I don't want to hurt any of your feelings.
Well, dude, don't you know I'm your best friend and you got to ride mine?
Oh.
You know, probably the funniest thing is, like the group of the guys that you're probably talking about that all have the pro model. We're all really good friends, you know, like that group, and the coolest thing about all those guys is none of them would get offended in that way. And that, I think that's pretty cool, you know, like, it's not like an ego thing, or it's not like a personal thing. It's just like, dude, they're all like, if you're out there in the water having fun, who cares what you're riding, you know? As long as you're out there having fun, then that's what it's all about.
No, I'm totally joking, but that's been one of my dilemmas over the years. But actually, you know, I end up just taking one of my surfboards so I don't hurt anyone's feelings, and I don't put any stickers on it. I don't advocate any brand, because, you know, it gets really weird like that. But anyway, we'll move on. Let's talk about Rev 2010. I mean, the Rev, seriously, I love that kite. That kite is a fun kite. And what's the future of it?
It is top secret. I cannot reveal any information whatsoever. Other than there is not going to be a Rev 2010. There's going to be a new kite that takes its place. And I can't even tell you the name of this new kite. What I can tell you though is that we've been working pretty hard on this new kite, and we've been taking a lot of the Rev steel and putting it into it. And it's going to be a kite. It's going to be the kite that I'm going to ride in the waves. It's going to be an incredible kite in the waves. But it's also going to be, you know, just for the average guy, you know, who wants to go out there and have fun and rip. It's you know, like my vision of these kind of things is always, you know, like simplicity and just making, you know, like a really user-friendly, simple, you know, product. and it's got incredible range, super versatile, and most of all, it is so efficient, and that's what I get excited about. I love the fact now that I go on a trip and I take 2 kites. It's awesome because for years I was traveling with like 5, 6 kites even, and when you get down the beach, you never know what to use, you know, like is it 8 metre, is it 10 metre, whatever. For me now with these kites, because they're so efficient, it's either you know, you small kiting a big kite, it's either windy or it's, you know, it's light. So that's really cool, and that's something that I really, you know, try to search for when we're doing new stuff. So it's exciting.
I'm going to drop this here and now and tell me if this is not an awesome feature idea. The 2 most powerful women in kiteboarding, Colonel Chang and Colonel Kwan. Get it?
Yeah, I'm in.
I mean, straight up, you work with Mira, and she is she's the most driven woman that I've met. And tell us what it's like working with the Colonel.
It is. We get shit done.
You don't have a choice.
When we go, it's what I love. With mirrors, we get stuff done. You know, like we set out and we do something. We say we're going to do something and we do it, and I like that. You know, like and she's motivated. It's cool to know that you know, when you have a vision of doing something, that at the end of the day, you're actually going to get to the final goal of what you planned out, and I like that. It's fun, you know. Sure.
Well, what they don't realize is that they're very appreciated and probably the most undervalued and underappreciated by the masses, because these women, I mean, I know what they do, I know what Marina does, and I mean, hopefully, you know, this will get me out of any trouble that I'm in, but they're very dedicated to the sport, and, you know, I joke around, I call them the Colonels, but they definitely deserve credit too. So, man, I miss you, and I know this half of this podcast is me and you just carrying on like friends, and I apologize to those who are annoyed by it, but Ben and I go way back, and it's just really good to see you, and I hope you can get down here and come and say hello, you know?
Vice versa, man. You gotta get to Australia, or you gotta come on one of my clinics in Bali so we can go and surf.
Well, you know, Fubar, I hate to say it, man, Fubar is owning my life right now, and it's cool. I've never been a part of something so exciting as Fubar and Social Concepts, and you know, we just launched actually a gaming division, and there's a game, it's called Taxi Ball, that was released, and I just am lucky, seriously, to say that I know these guys. I mean, and I hand people my iPhone, I go, look what they did. But check it out, Taxi Ball, man, if you have an iPhone. It's free. You can test it out for free. But, I mean, that's my little plug for them. But that's, dude, I am so happy just to be a part of this, and I'm glad to have the team that I have. And, you know, oh, wait. I have to ask some question. They're telling me, okay, shit. Please ask the Kite Barbados question. Well, okay, can you tell me what that question is? Because I want to ask it. I don't want to miss that. But yeah, man, I've been super busy, and hopefully in a couple years, I'll be able to, you know, basically travel more, get back onto my travel schedule. But my responsibilities have increased, and so it's cool though. This technology here lets me hang out with you and see you and talk to you, and we just need to keep that conversation going, you know?
Yeah, man, you gotta working so hard, and coming right.
Yeah, dude, I'm just a dork, and I hang out at the computer all day, but luckily I can kite out my back door. I just don't talk about it to anybody, you know? I think actually it's my way is I don't want to see anybody, because if I do, it means I'm not going to get to go kiteboarding, and then I need to get back to work because I got 50 emails and people screaming at me, so, you know how that goes, so, but anyway, I have a lot of respect for you and what you've done and what you've accomplished, and, hang on, here we go. Kite Barbados has the latest, your latest instructional video. Okay, would like to see more detail. Yeah. I don't know what they're trying to ask, to be honest. I guess what they'll do, I'll tell them to email you, because there's some good feedback, but it's too much for us to go through on the show right now. You know, the one thing I would ask though that's coming out of this is, do you think surfers learning on a kiteboard should start on a twin tip or a directional?
It's a tough one. I guess it's a real personal thing. I would say a surfboard would be the best thing to learn on, because they know how that feels under their feet. The problem is learning on a twin tip is that if you're a surfer, you go from using all fins and a little bit of rail to having to use all rail, and it's just a different feeling and a different technique. So you've kind of got to learn that technique at the same time you're trying to learn to fly the kite. So my personal thoughts would be, and the friends that I've taught in the past who are surfers, we've always started on surfboards. So, but you know, somebody else might beg to differ and they might say twin tips to go. But for me, I would say surfboards for sure.
Well, okay, wait, here we go. Kite Barbados wants to know, is there a new surf instructional coming down the line? Sorry, okay, I got it cleared up. So, is there a new surf instructional coming down the line? I think we talked about that.
Yeah, actually, at this stage, I'm not planning on releasing a full DVD surf instructional. What we're planning on doing is updating everything that we've done and getting into more detail about each specific thing via and through my website. So I'm going to be doing a bunch of clips over the next year, full instructional stuff. So anybody who's listening to this and there's something in particular that they would like to know that they think that we could, that them will surf and my team could help out with, fire us an email, let us know, because we're going to be loading up a lot of really cool stuff, and we'd love to hear what you guys want to see or want to hear about for sure.
Well, you know, one thing I will say is that Zach and Dallas, they are like you and me, but they're back in the day, and they video and they photograph, and they can go anywhere at any time. So I keep hoping that you'll call me up and ask for them to go over there or something, because I think they would dig Australia.
Cool. Yeah, well, I know we've spoken about that in the past. We just got to look that up.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's kind of nice because I hired 2 people to basically do what I do, like in terms of that end of it, and then I get to do the fun stuff, dude. I get to pick the photos. I get to, you know, I do all the fun and creative end of it, and it's a lot of fun. I love making this magazine with this crew, but the coolest thing is now it's like I can send Dallas down to, you know, I can send him up to Hood River, and he can come up there and shoot photos of you if I see the value in it. You know, it's like, that was a great thing. I never used to be able to do that, so let's take advantage of that.
Awesome, man. It's great to hear. It's cool to hear that you guys are doing so well down there. I'm stoked to see your operation one day for sure.
Hey, you know, it's just a coconut and a string, as I always said. We're just out here and using, actually this right here, we have just gotten an hour's worth of bandwidth free. And I would have had to have charged for this a year ago. So this is a perfect example of you know, technology working for us. And I hope everybody's enjoyed the show. We're going to be doing more of these. And you know, where can people get all your information and anything? You know, drop the websites. And it's now time to, you know, give props to whoever.
Yeah, like just sort of catch up on what I'm doing. Hit my website, which is wilsonsurf.com, and of course slingshotkiteboarding.com. Everything we're doing is on there, and we try to update it as much as possible, and we're actually working on Twitter at the moment for my website, so stay tuned for that. It sounds like we've got to get on that wagon because everybody else is, and it sounds like a cool little idea and project, so that'll be coming out soon.
Awesome, dude. Well, you know, stay in touch, and you know, Twitter, Facebook, all those things. It's amazing how connected everybody is. But I know that I just say that you better call me before you leave the U.S., and we better be able to talk friend to friend without all these microphones and stuff.
We need to be able to talk about some things we can't talk about with you.
I think we've uncovered a lot. Oh, here's one question. When you leave, I hope that Customs gives you a lot of crap. You know why? Because I remember when I was leaving Perth, and I had all my camera gear and I had all my kite gear, they weren't going to let me through because it was over something like 20 kilograms. I don't even know what kilos are, and, you know, I was like, you're really not going to let me take my camera gear. And anyway, I ended up getting it signed off. So I hope you get to get a little shit too, because that wasn't fun.
Thanks, I appreciate that. Yeah, Australia can be pretty bad too. At least I'm Australian when I go back there, but yeah. Hopefully they don't give me a hard time when I'm leaving. Hopefully they let me leave.
I'm just giving you a hard time. I wish you the best, man, and good luck with everything. And I hope a million people watch this and they watch your video. So.
Cool, man. Thanks so much for the support. I really, really appreciate it. And thanks to yeah, like just everything you guys do is incredible, and it's really good for the sport. So it's good work. I'm stoked to be a part of it. Thanks for having me today on the show. It's really cool.
Cool. Well, tell Colonel Chang I said hello, and tell her I appreciate her lining this all up and getting all that stuff going, and the Lagoshes and you know, everybody there, everybody that Slingshot is really cool. Amory, and I know I'm missing people, and I know I'm going to get a phone call saying you didn't mention me, so I'm sorry. Kish. Okay, I remembered. But anyway, guys, hey, have a great day, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Cool, thanks Nick, man, really appreciate it, and yeah, thanks again to all you guys, and we'll see you when we see ya.
Alright, man, call me later.
Cool, man, I will for sure.
Alright.